Hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. Some questions came up after my last video from viewers and from myself. I was looking at pictures I took of a large boulder that I had discovered to have a number of very old petroglyphs carved on the top of. These glyphs are mainly images of concentric circles and a couple other images. One of the images looked like a bird footprint. It had 3 digits or toes. As I recalled standing behind the boulder and looking west, the images seemed to match land features in the distance. Mainly the circles matched up. I was stumped by the bird foot image though. In my mind I zoomed out and realized the way I had this boulder map oriented, the image of the bird foot could be something else. Behind me a few miles and to the east just happened to be an area with exposed dinosaur tracks. Looking down on the boulder map, I was facing west and the bird foot matched where the dinosaur tracks were located. Behind me, to the left, to the east. The dinosaur tracks resemble a bird foot, 3 digits. Were the prehistoric people that created these images thousands of years ago on this boulder aware of the dinosaur tracks and included that on their map? On the trip on this video, I would discover a new panel of petroglyphs in the same area as this boulder map. As I studied the images, I came to another very interesting character. This was an image of something on very tall legs with large 3-toed feet. The feet were very detailed, and what consisted of the body was quite bizarre since it didn't resemble an animal such as a turkey or other large bird. Was this image carved from what the individual thought might have made the dinosaur tracks? This is a deep dive for sure, folks. If the prehistoric people were aware of dinosaur tracks, I'm sure there were some interesting fireside stories talking about what creature made big, deep tracks in the stone. Can you imagine? So please join me as I return to a very intriguing area to have another look and see what I discover. It's nothing short of amazing. So in front of me are the land features. This one to the left here, if you get up and look down on it, it seriously looks like concentric circles. Now, you can't really notice that from the angle I'm at or the elevation. However, I should point out that if you were to come up higher, let's say 2,000 years ago, and there's a cliff point right there. There's a land feature and another cliff point right up there. If you were looking down, you would see something that perhaps, well, might resemble something like concentric circles. Now, I'm going to circumnavigate this thing and go on top. And maybe we'll come across something. I'm keeping my expectations low, so I'm not disappointed if I don't find anything around here. However, I may be convinced that this land feature is part of the petroglyph rock art that's on a boulder way back here that shows concentric circles and possibly dinosaur tracks. I think it's a map. So I wanted to come out here to the land feature first, and I'll make my way back to the petroglyphs on the boulder. So I wanted to investigate this area and see if there's anything here. So far I am striking out, but it's still cool nonetheless. Another thing, this material erodes really easily, so there may have been something, but I don't know, it could have eroded away. This looks like it would have been an ideal spot to put something, but there's nothing. Well, I'm on this level and there's some large boulders down here that are worth having a look at. So I'm just going to kind of, like I said, circumnavigate it, check this level, go on top, then go on the bottom, see if we come across anything. Okay, so this side here is what looks to be circles on top of circles stacked, but it's pretty much just a natural land feature. It just ended up that way, but it sure looks suspect. We'll go up there in a second. Here's the other side. It's just simply a mound. You know, you never know until you come out and have a look. I have not come across any rock art on this feature. Man, is it eerie out here or what? This fog is intense. Not something you normally see in the desert. Well, nothing on top of this one. Some big rocks up here. I don't know, maybe at one point there was some type of rock stacking or, you know, man-made feature put on the tops of these, but there's nothing now. Now this is the mound that from the air looking down has circles on top of circles. It's just naturally formed that way. It's pretty amazing, but I don't think humans had anything to do with that. I think it's just a natural land feature that was probably used in an ancient map on a boulder. I think that's possible. Right, here we are on top. And oh, there's absolutely nothing up here. It's all right though. It's all right. It's still unique. All right, circumnavigation complete. I didn't find a thing. It's really not that surprising. I'm glad I kept my expectations low, but yeah, no rock art on these land features. But I do think, and we're looking back, way back against that cliff wall is that big boulder. That's probably a map. So we're gonna go over there and have a look, and we're just gonna put some things together, because if you back out and think about things from the dinosaur tracks to this land feature, it all kind of connects on that boulder. Why? I don't know, but it's interesting nonetheless. So there's the land feature out in the distance, and I'm coming across, and I might as well have a look at the base here and see if I see anything I missed my other visits. And then I'll make my way back over here to the main boulder with the map on it. But it's a pretty interesting day out here with the fog. And boom, just like that, I just found some new rock art. It's right here on this boulder. It's right up there. I don't even know if I can get to that. Very interesting. Well, that's interesting. Huh. That's really interesting. I just noticed that. that an arrow? Or is that the 3 dinosaur track? I can't tell. All right, a lot of times you just need to step back, create some distance. And then, yeah, there's flint knappings all over the place. All right. Do I see anything? It could really be faded. It's easy to miss sometimes. Okay, so art's way up here. I'm gonna attempt to climb up there. I've got some holds here, but I'm not gonna do anything if I think I may risk bust some ankle. Some really unique art up there. I really need to go have a look at it. All right, getting up on this ledge isn't a big deal. And here's the art right here. And I'm sure the camera's not picking it up very well. So let me try a couple other things. All right, here we go. Zoom in a little bit. That's really interesting. So we're almost, pardon my fingers here. This area right here may be the area where the boulder is. And then up a little higher, just above it, right there, that may be the passage through the canyon where it narrows in. And then this stuff, sorry about the finger, this stuff right here, I don't know, star maybe, who knows. But that's definitely very curious, very interesting. If you just come around the corner, you can probably see what I'm talking about. So just over here is that boulder with the map that I'm about to show you. El Rojo's up here, and then the canyon, it's wide open out here. It narrows up right here. So that would be my interpretation. And you saw in the previous video, right out here in the rocks, I was finding foundations where they looked like there had been some type of habitation into the rocks, and like over here as well. So I think this section up against this corner of cliffs probably had, I don't know if I'd call it a community, but there's probably something over there. And we'll go have a really good look at that boulder, because looking out, it seems like it's a map now. Unbelievable. I went up higher behind this big boulder to investigate. I didn't find anything. I came back down and grabbed my pack, and I was walking around the corner, heading over to the big boulder with the map, and boom. These are so old that I completely missed them, and they're low. But look at that. I don't even know if the camera can pick that up. They're two zoomorphic petroglyphs right here of animals. They're so faded. You can pick up the head right here where my finger is, and the head with the antlers, my finger is here. You can see the legs. Those are ancient. Wow, and they're big. This one's big. Look at that. This one's completely faded away. You know how long that'd take? This is thousands of years old. I walked right by this twice. You making that out now? Isn't that incredible? So this boulder could very well have been covered with rock art, and it just all disintegrated to dust over the millennium. It's completely possible. I can't believe I saw this. I just made out the antlers here, and wow, that's fantastic. That's absolutely incredible. Look at that, man. These glyphs are right here. Fantastic. Right here is the boulder map. Before we get a good strong view of that, I got a sneaking suspicion there's something up in these cliffs. So I'm gonna leave the pack down. I'm gonna run up here and have a look and see if there's anything. It just looks, it's
This is what we call desert varnish up here. That's a favorite canvas. So we're gonna go up there and have a look and see if there's anything up there before we really dive in on the map on what's on top of this boulder here. Yeah, well, start and work our way. Oh, yep, there is. Whoa, that's old. Oh boy, let's get close. See that? Okay, that's the zoomorphic figure. That's repatinated. That is ancient. And there might have been more here, but time's taking it. Yeah, you can definitely make out the antlers there. Oh, I ran it. Look at this. Oh man, this is incredible. Look at that. Absolutely incredible. This is very old. Wow, it's almost like faded away. This is incredible. Look at this. Whatever it is has feet. Three. Remember that. It's got three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is that some type of bird? Oh. Look at that. That looks like it has claws. So let's just go back to this one real quick, and I want to point one thing out. Now, when you see a bird's foot, you'll notice it's got like 3 digits, such that. However, if you ever look at ancient dinosaur tracks, that's what they look like too. Let's go back and look at this section here. There's a large zoomorphic figure here. If I back out, you might be able to make it out some, but it's absolutely incredible. There's a lot going on right here. Swiggles, concentric circles, or spiral. Man, I just saw these. This is incredible right here. Coming up from this, there's footprints here. And just to the right, there's another set of footprints and handprints and footprints going up the side, up the cliff wall there. I had to step back to get this image. There are the footprints. And then to the right, you've got footprints and handprints here. And then what look like foot handprints going up. Look at this. Isn't that incredible? Going up the cliff wall. Oh man. There's all kinds of stuff going on down this whole slab here. Look at the detail of this right here. It's either a cat claw or a bear claw. Look at the emphasis put on the actual claws. That's just incredible. And now I just discovered pictographs. That's painting. Look here. See those triangle looking shapes? Those are pictographs. And that style is basket maker. Absolutely. So a lot of times it's easier to back out to have a look at the art. So we're going to take a look at those pictographs now, and I'm going to zoom in. And you can see the shapes, triangular. Those were paintings at one point. Those are old, let me tell you. That's just fantastic. So these paintings here, if it is indeed basket maker, has different eras, of course, but I've seen similar images and they could be 700 to thousands of years old. It's just absolutely incredible. Ghostly. So this is an incredible panel right here. I don't know if the camera's really picking it up that great from the distance I'm standing, but I've zoomed in and got close-ups of all this, and there's just a whole lot going on right now. We've got images of feet and hands. We've got spirals, concentric circles, squigglies. Then over here you've got the three-toed, whatever that is, dinosaur tracks, ancient bird, who knows. And then to the left of that you've got the bear claw or cougar claw, and then a little farther down you've got the pictographs. Now I want to point out, behind this, all this, straight down, is the boulder map. To the right over here, El Rojo, and then the land features. Two peaks here in the center, the concentric circle landmass here, way off in the distance, another pinnacle there, and then off to the left there, another one. So we're gonna go down, have a look at the boulder map, and maybe this is all connected somehow. Obviously, well, it is. But is it a map on the boulder? I don't know, but it's incredible. So there's a whole lot going on out here. All right, here we are, the map boulder. Gonna put it all together now. Save the best for the last, right? All right, well, the only way to do this is to get on top of the boulder again. I'm just being very careful where I put my feet, my hands, and where I get on the edge here. All right, so here we go. Look at this right here. That's, I know this may sound ridiculous, but let's just have a minute and go look at some dinosaur tracks. Now, is there a connection? So I'm just about to the dinosaur tracks, and this is actually some distance away from the petroglyphs and the land feature. But is it within the realm of possibilities that, let's say, a couple thousand years ago, the prehistoric culture that was in this area, they came across these footprints, and they resembled obviously the footprints of birds, because that's literally what dinosaurs are, or the other way around. But, you know, 3 digits, and did they connect something? Was it important to them? In 1982, the dinosaur tracks were discovered here. Discovered in 1982. Were they then discovered 2,000 years ago? I mean, sands shift, everything moves around. Someone could have walked across it and seen it and been like, what is this? So we're gonna have a look at the dinosaur tracks, and maybe there's a connection. Wow, here's a perfect example. This is a dinosaur track. It's got a little residual rainwater in it, but you can see in the shape that it resembles a petroglyph. Just to give a little bit of context of size, that's my hand next to the dinosaur track. How crazy, huh? So there's the dinosaur track next to my size 10.5 foot. And typically as I walk, that's my gait. About like that. And the next track from here is right there. So this was a pretty big animal. I stand 5'10". I don't know, I guess this creature was probably double my size or larger. That's pretty impressive. So you can see the bigger creature here, it walks, leaving its tracks. It's fascinating. Isn't it just absolutely fascinating knowing there is a completely, and I'm talking completely different world that existed long time ago. So imagine 2,000 years ago. Now these aren't the only tracks out here. There's actually lots more. And you stumble across something like this. Imagine what that does to your mind. It's obviously in the hard stone. Imagine what that does to you. What does that make you believe? Yeah. Very, very interesting. So thinking about that for a moment, let's say you're a hunter, you obviously pay attention to tracks, and you stumble upon something like this, dinosaur tracks, 2,000 years ago. You go back to your community and you say, hey, I just came across something that I've never seen before. It's in the stone, and I don't know what to make of it. It would be, well, it could be alarming. It's just, you think about it. So trying to put this in type of connection with the petroglyphs in the general area, it would make sense that you can create a map, because over there, and we're talking about 2,000 years ago, you're mentioning this, over there are the tracks of something that I just can't comprehend. Something's out there. Yeah, it's a mystery. So what if that's the dinosaur tracks back behind me in the distance a few miles back? This could be something else. This is some type of concentric circles, and there's more down here. Now there's more stuff here that's not legible. Then there's this big one here. And if you look just where that is in the distance, you'll notice that is the land feature of the stacked spirals, or the circles stacked on top of each other. Right there. Then, to the right of that one is another where are we at? Okay, another feature here. Way off in the distance. Here's the concentric circle mound feature that I circumnavigated in the beginning. Way off in the distance over here, there's a cliff, is another pinnacle. So we've got this main one, which could be this mound here. We've got a smaller one right here, which could be the mound off to the right here, way in the distance. You've got some dinosaur tracks. I mean, why not? And then above it, you've got another concentric circle right here. We go farther out, past this, you've got this out here. I honestly think this is a map. So if you're looking at it from this angle, here's the big spirals here, or the big circles. Go up the hump here, and there's the land features. I don't know. It kind of makes sense when you're looking at it in that manner. It may mean something completely different. Like I said, this is thousands of years old. These rock carvings here. It's repatinated. It might have been here before the striations in the rock. Someone pointed that out in the previous video. Why I'm connecting dinosaur tracks is because they're here, and there's lots of them in the area. So maybe that's a part of it. It's a mystery. All right. Well, it's been an adventure today, no doubt about that. And we saw some new things. So it's a success. Is my theory about the boulder map, is it true? Who knows? It's fun thinking about it anyway. Getting out here and exploring and finding new stuff. It's just a very, very awesome way to let your imagination run wild. So there you have it. Another day out here, new art, new thoughts. Is it all connected? Very well may be, but it's a mystery at the same time. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Got lots more content on the way. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's free, helps us out tremendously. We'll see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.